Well, I usually do this right outside the theater, right after I've seen the movie, just to let my thoughts just go free without giving much thought of the movie, other than the thoughts that I had going through the movie and then just coming out with it. So, one thing that culminated in my thoughts as on that I had on my way home, because I kept on being bothered by people at the theater. Like three groups of people stopped and was questioning what I was doing, and not in a negative way. It was just interrupting me. So so I drove home, and so a couple more thoughts popped into my head, ultimately about this film. But yes, I did see Buddy, and Buddy, from what I saw in the trailer, it was like, okay, so there's some type of children's TV show and something sinister's happening. And I didn't watch too much of the trailer like I usually do. I mean, I saw the vibes of the movie, and that was enough. So I don't know exactly what the trailer shows to know how much of the movie to talk about, because very early on, as an audience member, you're questioning, okay, is this the real world? Is this a fake TV show? What is going on here? Because it's presented very much as what's happening in the dialogue of this TV show is important, and its lead characters, it's overly fake positive characters that are this way just constantly. The environment of a children's TV show like this, I mean, obviously it has so many nods to Barney. I mean, it's very direct in that regards a lot, but it really sets up a lot and keeps really. I mean, it definitely kept me interested as trying to figure out exactly how long we were going to be here, what was going to change, how was the movie going to evolve. Because obviously everything that is set up, how much is going to be answered. And I think that's been a problem with several highly praised horror movies. Seemingly the ones that have been praised the most sometimes here in the past couple of years have been ones that I felt had extremely weak third acts. And they were the type of movies that wanted to try and, kind of have a twist or set something up or try to remain vague throughout which can work as far as keeping the audience interest, because they want to see, well, how's everything going to come together, all these questions that I have, how are they going to be answered. And whereas so many movies that I have not been too keen on have failed in that regards, Buddy here, it does what I think is right and answers the correct questions that should be answered, but leaves other things very up to the imagination. As far as possibly a sequel, sure. I don't know if there's talks of a sequel, or if they're going to see what happens with this, or if this was just, hey, this is just how it ends, and that's just the way it is. I don't know. But it does leave you wondering what's going to happen after the end frame, what's going to happen afterwards. And it's interesting, and you have enough answers to be able to lead you into what will happen next. And that was my biggest worry throughout watching the movie, because you're getting worried. Is this going to be one of those movies that fails to hold the interest of people in the audience? Is it going to try and be something and then realize that maybe it would be better for like a short film or something like that rather than a 90-minute movie? Luckily, this definitely deserved 90 minutes. I actually wanted more. The end was approaching, and I knew, okay, well, what I would like to see happen in this cannot happen. So that's okay. But boy, I really wish there was a lot more going on as far as extending the story. And not just, as they say, the universe of, this world or whatnot. No, it's just extending the story with the characters from this movie. Definitely, there was so much more room and space to go. And I don't know what the overall audience reaction is going to be. Is this going to be a movie that, yeah, I think that for the most part, people are going to like it. And I think for some people, they're going to they're going to feel weird about the tone of it, especially with how it's not really a scary movie. Yes, there is some violence in it. There's a couple of scenes with a pretty good amount of blood pouring out. There's only a couple of instances of foul language. So it's very much kind of like a children's TV show, but very eerie throughout, in a very strange way. So yeah, so the entire time you're thinking that, boy, something is, you're constantly wondering, well, what's beyond what I'm seeing right now. And it's because of that and getting the correct answers, and the movie taking the correct pathway as far as, what I was hoping it would do, kind of like what I felt like it was setting up to do. It did. It didn't, go off the rails and do something uninteresting or something like that. No, it did not explain everything. It did not need to explain so many things, but the things it did explain were the ones that the types of things that other movies, like Weapons, I think failed to explain. Obsession failed to explain some core things that were set up but not explained. This set the things up and explained just enough for you to be satisfied. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think the tone is going to throw some people off, but I think it's so worth it, because as far as I can tell, everything worked as far as like the tone of the movie and what it was saying. At the same time, it worked, and the very end, I thought was well worth it. It rounded out what the movie was trying to say, and yeah, whether there's a sequel to this or not, I think it would be a great movie to talk about as far as everything that happened in it, and then future, what happened after it. So if you've seen it, if you got to see it early on the AMC Scream Unseen, I don't know if I guess that I think only certain theaters, like I think this would only play at AMC, and then something else would play at Cinemark or whatever. I don't know. But let me know if you've seen it and what you thought about it, and I'll catch you in the next one.